I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing. Why, it's gonna be bad. Anyway, what's up, everybody? It's me, Coach Dez. This is the Ludus film study of Diego Lopes and John Silva. Um, they got a fight coming up this weekend, and I decided to hop online and do it live. So this previous 10 minutes of recording or 12 minutes, I'm going to get out of the way and edit it down for when we post a live video. But yeah, this is what it is. So I watched a few of John Silva's fights recently, and he's a good fighter. And I've also watched Diego Lopes, and I wanted to give my thoughts on who is going to win this fight or how either or we're going to win the fight. So right now, we're going to start off with the, I think it's Diego Lopes versus um, Ortega, his match against him. And I'm going to go ahead and start pointing out stuff that I think will happen. Got my pen here. It's my wife's pen. I have a pen here, have a notepad here. I will be taking notes on the fight, on the fights and what I see to check and see if my eyes are correct. Because if they're not, I'm trash as a coach. So here we go. I'm going to start it up and get to getting. All right. Here we go. So as we go through this fight, I will be slowing it down and starting over again and backing up and, reiterating certain facts. So immediately here, want to take it back to the beginning for us. They both come out and slap hands. I don't like that, and that's because we're both in striking range at that point. Seems like Lopes is actually taking the center and started to push back Ortega.
Ortega cut down from 178 to 153 back in June, was unable to healthily.
Okay, let's go back and take a look at that. All right.
Ortega cut down from 178 to 153.
So we see here that Lopes is out throwing naked kicks, naked low kicks, and O'Malley is just stepping on the shin, stepping down on the shin, and O'Malley threw this double jab here. He threw a weak double jab. Well, it's a strong double jab, but the problem is that he didn't set it up, and what I mean by it is he didn't try to control the air before he even got to the point where he should throw this jab. He could have did that with a feint or a level change, anything to keep Ortega on his Lopes on his toes so he wouldn't just step in. It's kind of it's kind of a weird thing. Well, I don't want to say a weird thing. It's something that's overlooked a lot by a lot of people in the fight game, and we see what happens here. So double jab. When he comes in without controlling the air first, Lopes just go ahead and takes a duck up under that first jab. It lands off the gloves, right? He stepped in on this jab, right? Ortega stepped in on this jab, and that's where we're just going to start having problems. Every jab you don't need to step in on. And so he ended up running into a right hand and the hook. So let's take a step back and look at this. I'm liking what I see in here by Lopes. I'm liking what I'm seeing here by Lopes is when he approaches, he has his lead hand out in front. Okay, watch. He puts something in the air instead of just throwing a naked punch. He has his arm extended out here a little bit, and it puts something. It creates a traffic jam. It clogs the airwaves. So Ortega is just not ready to sit down and throw a punch here, right? So with that being said, since he made Ortega parry this hand down, this rear uppercut comes, right? Ortega cannot see it. He's on wobbly legs right now. He's running around like a chicken with his head cut off, and he cannot see this uppercut. What up, Leo? I see you, dog. Yeah, you remember the tips. Don't step in on every jab, man.
Ortega's in big, big trouble. Lopes needs to give him space.
Oh, now Lopes going to the ground.
Lopes should give him space.
All right, so Ortega did a great job right there by recovering his guard and trying to stay safe. What I would like to see here, instead of trying to throw up the legs immediately for a triangle, he tries to get inside bicep control, right? And so what I mean is, instead of Ortega trying to cover up with his hands, he tries to find inside bicep control on his partner, right? On Lopes. It kind of slows down the attacks that are able to come down, and it protects your head, right? At the most important time right now, he needs to protect himself. He does a good job. He does a good job in here by off balance and using his guard and throwing up the legs, right? You got to slow him down. He's trying to keep his feet and hands in between him and Lopes, his knees, feet, and hands in between him and Lopes, and it's hard to do.
But Lopes is raining down bombs on. He's trying it again.
Lopes told us in our fighter meeting, I'm not afraid of his jiu-jitsu. Most of my featherweight can.
So look at how Lopes enters back into here, right? He's trying to get control. He's trying to get control of Ortega's feet before he goes back in, because up kicks are dangerous here, right? So it's showing a little bit of showing a little bit of savviness off his back, which you should see from I don't want to say a decorated black belt, but a dangerous black belt in Ortega. And it's good to see here, and you can see that Lopes has actually been in these engagements before, and he shouldn't just run in trying to punch. The time to punch down on his head is over, right? Because he has active guard, as in what I mean is his feet are back on the hips. He's trying to keep Lopes as far away from his face as possible. But in doing that, he puts his feet in between the two. Yeah, Leo, I know about the 5-minute timer. You know, it makes them actually stick around before they just come in and tell me I'm trash. And yeah, bicep control is better than shield blocking on the ground, right? Because you can start to recover your guard and work your knees back inside. In my opinion, you can work your knees back inside of the biceps, and now you have a complete package, knees and elbows together, right? You become your legs and your arms become your shields, and it's easier to try to get somebody to overreach in that point.
Temporaries are.
T-City's busted open bad.
Yeah, nasty cut, that left eye.
If I'm Lopes. Yeah, you're letting him stand. Sorry, John. If I'm Lopes, I'm letting him go. It sounds like Lopes wants to submit him. He wants to prove a point. He's a second-degree.
What up, King?
And to submit Brian Ortega would be a huge.
Now check out this mount right here. When I teach people how to maintain mount, it's all about pinching your knees together in that position, right? So when Lopes goes through,
He was hurt so
I went too
badly.
far. He went too far. Sorry, guys.
Look at
So when Lopes gets this mount, he's pinching his knees together, and he has Ortega pinned on his side, right? In order to escape mount, you tend to want to pick a side to go to and try to push the leg back into half guard. But what's happening here is, I tell you all the time, guys who take my class, you got to be prepared to take some shots here. It's not going to be an easy escape, but it's better than having somebody sitting on your hips, sitting on your chest, punching you in the face, and you can't do anything but throw your hands up and out at him. So Lopes is doing a great job right here by pinching his knees together and limiting Ortega's escape route. Right? He's already, if you can see here on his leg, Ortega's in 3/4 mount actually. So he still has his ankle in between Ortega's legs. And in my opinion, the best place to be on top is in a half guard type position, right? So if Ortega decides to get a little wild, Lopes could always go back to half guard and get chest to chest position. In fact, notice Lopes's posture right here. His chest is low, right? He's not posturing up trying to punch him in the ear. He's chest down, making him carry his weight on his upper body to further pin him in that side, that fetal position, I guess you would say. I wouldn't say pure jiu-jitsu. I wouldn't say that Diego has better jiu-jitsu than Ortega, right? I don't know. Ortega, he's a legit practitioner, and I'm pretty sure Diego Lopes is as well. So I can't tell right now from this instance because punches changed the jiu-jitsu game dramatically, right? So in terms of right now, MMA grappling, it looks like Ortega is on the back foot. But remember, he just got his head knocked loose like 30 seconds ago. Notice, all you guys that don't know how to escape mount, I told you, Ortega is having to push that. He's trying to push that knee back in the half guard, right? He's trying to push his leg back down so he can control him. He can control his leg. This is a difficult situation. Look, so when Lopes grabs this arm right here because Ortega is posting, trying to keep him from throwing punches, trying to create some space. When Lopes grabs his arm right here, it creates a sense of urgency in Ortega where he has to put his back on the mat, right? Because worst case scenario is, there's two worst case scenarios here. I guess you would say you rank them on your own opinion. Either Lopes could take the back from here, from having him stretched out like this, which is what happened if if Lopes kept his posture low, and right here, the arm bar is available. And for the savvy guys, if Ortega loses control of his leg, he loses the frame on his leg. A S mount. What's his name? Lopes could transition to S mount and get into a triangle position or something like that, and it'll be even more dangerous, right? So Ortega has to put his back on the mat from this situation. And check that out. Lopes kept his knee inside, tried to go for a knee cut, stepped around, was unsuccessful, decided to bail. Those up kicks I was telling you about. So Lopes you want to go hips forward more instead of going head first, head over the feet. See, that's two different instances. Yeah, Leo, a mounted triangle would be good in that scenario.
Both men credentialed Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts. Diego Lopes is the head Jiu-Jitsu coach for Lobo MMA.
Right. Smart. No point in trying to grapple him. Right now, high IQ move. No point in trying to grapple him right now when you're beating him up. Check this out. Oh, guys, we got to go back and talk about this. The rhythm step. Right? They both get back to the center. They both step back. Well, Lopes steps back and breaks his face first. And Ortega then rhythm steps as well. What this tells me is both of them are getting ready to attack. They're finding their rhythms, right? If I see this after getting my head beat in for 45 seconds, I'm going to take a step back. But as we're about to see, they both decide to attack right here.
Oh, nice job by Ortega connecting and following up with a jab. Well, Brian Ortega is nothing if not durable and still hanging around.
King, I don't remember what it was, hip first. But we'll go back and I'll get your answer on that later on.
Good jab by Ortega.
So, this is a critique on Lopes because he has the fight coming up. So, let's talk about what I've been seeing in these last 15, 20 seconds, right?
Well, Brian Ortega is
Let's count
nothing
this.
if not durable and still hanging around despite the great start for Lopes.
Let's count it out. Jabs. So Ortega decided to take up the airspace a little bit. Look how it slowed Lopes down, right? He didn't try to land a punch. He just threw something out in the airwaves to stop Lopes from coming forward. Okay. Then he was able to land that combo off of that. Now,
Good jab by Ortega.
now what is that? 4 jabs,
Good jab by Ortega.
1 jab. Two jabs to start off that combo.
Oh, nice right hand.
So what I'm noticing is, if we can go back and look again.
Well, Brian Ortega is
I'm noticing
nothing if not durable.
Lopes doesn't have any jab
Still
defense.
hanging around despite the great start for Lopes.
Lopes would rather get his head out of the way and counter than defend the jab.
Good jab by Ortega.